Welcome to my Wizard with a Gun review. Review codes have kindly been supplied by Devolver Digital and Galvanic games, so thank you very much to them. So, as the title suggests, you are a wizard, but with a gun that shoots magical projectiles. In this game, the wand of a sorcerer or a wizard is replaced by a gun or sets of guns created at various research stations, which you slowly upgrade by discovering new ingredients around the world. Wizard with a Gun immediately gets you out and about pretty quickly with a campaign that's easy to understand. With only 5 minutes left before the world ends, you have to keep turning back the clock in order to defeat chaos and save all of existence. How you choose to use each 5-minute chunk is up to you, but in gathering resources for a complex but rewarding crafting system, or maybe facing off against a mini-boss to gather gears that allow you to unlock more areas to explore. At any point, you can choose to escape to the tower, where you can spend as much time as you want doing research to gather more bullets, or what accounts for spells in this game, that is for your many guns. You can go about decorating your headquarters using recipes you get through exploration. Once you're ready, you reset the clock and venture back out again, knowing full well the dangers and traps that lay on the other side may take you at any time and surprise and end your gameplay in a very Souls-like way. The game features co-op, and for many players it may be the most satisfying way of experiencing Wizard with a Gun. However, the way the game attempts to make the map more difficult when you're playing in co-op, sadly, mostly comes down to having more enemies. Instead of one monster spawning, you'll get two. I guess it's an intuitive way to balance having multiple players, but there are a lot of potential unintended side effects. For one, when you defeat a chaos enemy, you can then reduce the overall chaos level, which means you get more time added to the countdown to the end of the world. This is in comparison to the single player mode, where you may very occasionally find an extra 30-second power up, very occasionally. I generally dislike the idea of having to rush through these levels with such a short timer on the clock, if I'm being honest. The balance problems are even more apparent when it comes to the spells. You start off with a basic damage bullet, but you can unlock multiple research stations that give you access to more bullet types. There are the obvious ones like ice, poison, and fire, or burning as they call it, but the more you upgrade, the more humorous they become, and some of them, without giving away any spoilers, end up being quite out there and unique to this style of game. It's definitely one of the most interesting, original, and positive plus points to its game. Another thing I did just for the sake of it is to figure out the story. You know the world has ended and chaos is hiding or gone crazy, hiding from the previous chaos, but you don't know where everybody went or why. There's a decent amount of this peppered throughout the levels, and by scanning various machines you discover more and more of the backstory as the world reveals itself around you. However, I wish there was just slightly more information and lore presented in the game, but that's just a personal view. Usually I avoid discussing the final boss, but in the case I thought it was necessary. While most bosses require some sort of strategy to defeat them, the final boss seems to walk in the park, with very little strategy required for its defeat. Once he's down and out, you get a little bit of dialogue and the game is done. Wizard with a Gun says what it says on the tin, and not much more above that. There are a ton of cool guns and spells to craft, enemies to defeat, and some nice areas to explore. The lack of balance in most enemy encounters and the rather unsatisfying ending makes a lot of work put in not worthwhile. I hope further updates and balance issues get released to fix the problems mentioned in this video. Overall, this game gets a 7.5 out of 10. For Souls-like adventurers, this may be a definite buy, especially due to quite a fair price of under $40 Australian. For others who are still sitting on the fence, I would recommend waiting until the patches come out, sorting out some of the balance issues. Pros: lovely graphical aesthetics, good tutorial at the start to explain game mechanics. Some of the enemies can surprise you with their toughness and agility, which I found quite surprising and welcoming in a game such as this. The musical score is also definitely one of its high points. Cons: balancing issues need sorting out, especially during co-op. Not the most satisfying ending. A tad more lore sprinkled around the game would have been welcome. Overall, I wish the devs had kept this in early access a little bit longer to cook, but there is definitely enough here for the casual Souls player, the taste for indies, and the game definitely shows off the passion of the dev team on this project. Again, this is a small indie studio, and on the balance of things, they have done a surprisingly good job. Just a few key issues stop it from making it an 8 out of 10. With balance issues fixed and maybe a way to respect the final boss, making it a tougher proposition, as well as a bit more to the ending, and I would definitely recommend this game. As it stands, maybe read a couple more reviews and wait for some more patches to come out, and you'll be onto a decent effort here. Thank you again for listening to my review, and thank again Galvanic Games and Devolver Digital for providing for me a review code. I look forward to this game improving and patches improving in this game. So if you like this review, like, subscribe and share, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you.